Hello folks, welcome back to the Urban Rider Studio, where today I have a jacket from the brand Belstaff. Belstaff is having a huge year. They've got loads of brand new designs. They've got loads of updates to existing lines and designs of theirs. This is one of them. This is the Belstaff Crosby. We've got updates to things like the Brooklands, the Trialmaster. We've got new jackets like the Vanguard or the Convoy. There's loads to check out. You will see other videos from us, and I will drop links in the description if you want to check out their whole range. Now, the Crosby always has been quite a popular jacket for us. It sits in a really nice Goldilocks zone between the shorter Brooklands, for example, and it has a lot of similarities with that jacket, but it also shares some similarities with the Trialmaster, a longer jacket. And this one, being a mid-length jacket, does suit a lot more people, arguably, I would say, in terms of the fit. Obviously, the Trialmaster, if you are slightly taller people tend to favor that one. The Brooklands is the one that I actually bought for myself, and I like that a lot. But this offers something different from them. It's a classic four-pocket mid-length jacket with a lot of recognizable Belstaff design cues. The updates for this year are fairly significant. The first one being that it has a higher safety rating. Woohoo! We always suspected that they were capable of achieving slightly higher. It just matters in terms of the actual testing they submitted it to. So this one is now CE AA approved, which is great to see. It's also slightly cheaper, which very rarely happens, so that is cause for celebration. It's about £50 less expensive, and it comes in at £495 as of the making of this video. We also have it in a variety of different colorways. At the moment, I believe we have it in black, forest green, as you can see here, sand, and I think we're getting mahogany and grey as well, and they probably will release more updates to the colors in the future. Let's explain some of the details then, going top to bottom, starting with the neckline. You will notice you have this buckle across your neck, so you can fasten that in and close it off. I tend to, with mine, just loop that back through here and get it out of the way. But obviously if it is a colder ride, if it's raining, something like that, and you need to secure it, you have this buckle. It works really smoothly. It's got some knurling on there. It's just nice to handle. And you'll notice that with the rest of the metal details across this, it's got that kind of brass antique look to it with Belstaff logos etched into them as well. And the snaps are all really smooth and nice to operate as well. You will also spot an oil-resistant corduroy neckline, which actually, when I bought my Belstaff, I was a little bit concerned that this was going to start to look dirty over time, not just because of my dirty neck, but because of riding, obviously, if it rains and stuff and you've got road grime. I was a bit concerned that it was going to start to look aged pretty quickly, but actually mine still looks really good. So this does last, and I can attest to that from my own personal experience. You'll see a big chunky YKK zipper as well, and again, it works super smoothly. Belstaff makes some of my favorite zips, and that possibly shows that I do this too much, the fact that I even have a favorite zip, but I really do like theirs. Really nice to handle. Again, it's got this bit of knurling there and this roller in the middle of it, and it's really easy to operate even with gloves on. And you'll notice with the Crosby in particular, the zip doesn't go the full length, so you've got a little section here, a couple of inches, where you can separate them if you're on the bike. Because it's a slightly longer jacket, you may well find that it would bunch up awkwardly. So to mitigate that, to get around it, obviously you don't have to fasten the bottom there, and it can splay out around the tank and around your legs, which allows for a bit of extra room as well. And then on the inside, you've got this signature check lining, very nice looking, and you've got a pocket on the inside, which if you've got something really precious, you might want to stick it in there. That's usually where I'll put my phone whilst I'm out riding, and you can see it's a decent size as well. It really does fit in there pretty easily, but it's within the waterproof membrane. You have pockets on the outside, and those are heavily water resistant, but if you have something really precious, I would always recommend sticking it on the inside there. And you'll also notice with the snaps at your waistline, they have this rubber outer coating to make them softer, so you haven't got the metal exposed, and it'll be kinder to your paintwork. I mentioned the safety rating on this. It has a CE AA certification, which is great to see. And you will notice a D3O logo around. You've got it on the inside there, for example, explaining the fact that it has D3O level 1 armor in your elbows and your shoulders, and a pocket if you want to get a back protector additionally. The outer fabric is an 8-ounce British Millerain technical waxed cotton. Being Belstaff, waxed cotton is kind of essential, but British Millerain is a name with some pedigree in the industry as well. Obviously, it's quite tough and hard wearing, really lasts well, and it's one of my favorite things about any Belstaff jacket, and it's one of the quickest areas to see the quality. Now, although it has a waxed treatment to it, one of my favorite things is that it doesn't really leave much of a deposit on your fingers. Sometimes you'll find they go a bit heavy with these wax treatments and it leaves your fingers greasy and you don't want to touch other things. With this one, actually, it has a really subtle treatment to it and it's just really nice to handle. 8 ounce means that it's got a satisfying kind of thickness and weight to it without being oppressively heavy. Generally, people want things they spend a bit more on to have an appropriate weight, if that makes sense. The weight makes them feel a little bit more premium. There is a threshold at which you cross and it becomes a bit too heavy, but actually I think, although it's down to personal taste, I think this meets that line really well. And having a wax treatment does mean that it's heavily water resistant, which is great because it stops the outer fabric from wetting out. So if it rains, and the outer fabric takes on that moisture too quickly, it starts to feel heavy. That isn't the case with this because that water is going to bead up and roll off. And then on the inside, you have a Myporex waterproof membrane for your full waterproofing. Another update for this version, if I open up to show you, are these snaps, which are here to attach the new climate vest from Belstaff, which is a quilted thermal liner, which you can either wear by itself actually, or fit to things like the Brooklands, the Trialmaster, or the Crosby. Now, on previous jackets of theirs, such as the Brooklands that I own, they had a removable included liner, which was relatively thin, and as a result, I don't think it made the biggest difference. And I mean that as far as in the summer, I would actually just leave it in there because it didn't really make me too hot. In the winter, I'd forget it was there and just put some extra layers on myself instead. So actually, in having a removable liner now that is separate to this but much more functional, I think I would be more inclined to flip between either sticking it in the winter or taking it out in the summer. And as a result, it does make this more versatile. A couple of other details to point out are things like the reinforced sections for your shoulders and elbows to make it tougher in this area. The pockets you can see with their flaps from the outside there, the same around your waist, and a buckle around your waist to tighten it in. Unlike with the Trialmaster, where that is a buckle that fastens across the front of you, these are just on the side and a lot less noticeable if you like that design. And then when it comes to the sizing, obviously we have that size guide on the website, which we keep up to date and also add to it based on your feedback. The jacket that we have here is a medium. It's on the mannequin. He has a 40-inch chest. He's a little bit broader than me. It does fit him reasonably well, but I think it fits me ever so slightly better. So the one that you'll see in a lot of the B-roll and photos is a medium as well. I'm a 38 to 39-inch chest, roughly, and it is a comfortable fit. And I would say also fits the same as the previous version if you're familiar with them. Links for this jacket or the rest of their range can be found in the description. Let us know what you think of it in the comments section, and I will see you soon.